welcome back to Girl You Know What podcast, season 6, episode 3. I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
So, how was your week?
Um, it seems like fast, like I don't remember it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that totally.
Like really, like I don't remember what I don't remember.
hmm
It just seems like it like went by so quick.
They just start all blending together.
Because it's the world was so chaotic. Oh, because last Sunday was a Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Oh, so there it is. That was the problem. It was Kendrick and Drake all week.
Yeah,
It was just like, when we gonna stop this?
exactly.
You lost. It's time to go. It's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go. I mean,
It's time to let it go.
I mean, it's a damn shame that you heard more about that, which of course we knew, especially
Right.
when popular culture gets into something. But we heard more about that than the Chiefs getting their ass whipped. I feel bad for the Eagles
Lord.
because their Super Bowl victory, that damn blowout they gave the Chiefs, which I was so happy about.
I loved it.
I loved every minute of
I
it.
watched it too.
Me
I won
too.
my little football pool because I put 56 points the Eagles.
Uh-huh.
So what was the score?
Damn, I can't even remember the score.
No, it was 62, wasn't it?
I can't.
It was 22-40, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
So I won.
I know that's right.
I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I won because I knew they was going to lose.
Right. I was so happy. Oh my
I
gosh.
would never. Y'all can call that boy black how y'all want to.
I
but
mean, listen.
I ain't voting against no black quarterback.
Hell no. That's number one.
Even when I knew it was some weeks they was gonna lose, I refused to pick the Chiefs.
Yeah, ain't nobody fucking with the Chiefs.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you got the racist and sexist kicker. You got Mahomes, who is a white man.
He's a white man.
His wife
married to a Trump supporter.
Yeah. So that's where I was going. So, we don't give a fuck about them. What's his name?
And Kelsey done went back to being a lumberjack since he dating a white girl.
Exactly. That's right. We are reading each other's mind this morning.
First he wanted to be a cool nigga. Now he want to be back white and a lumberjack. Like, boy, I don't have time for these identity crisis on these people.
Listen, and then that one Chiefs was it lineman or whatever, the black one the black one, child, I sound like them. The black one that went over and went out of his way to shake Trump's hand, kiss every inch of my yellow ass. Ain't nobody.
And that's why you tripped and fell in the game and hurt your knee.
That part.
Y'all better stop playing with God. Y'all better leave it alone.
Let's start right there. So, but it was beautiful. But yeah,
it was a good game, though.
Yeah, the game was amazing, and yeah, the Kendrick.
Of course, the halftime show was good.
Of course, yeah, it was really good. That shouldn't be taken away from all the drama and the beef and everything like that. It was really good because I think me, as being a hip hop fan, of course, and this I know you are too, but I'm just speaking for myself. But just I was a little nervous to see how, because Kendrick's not known for putting on these elaborate shows and everything like that, and we know that's what the halftime show is. I mean, look who's performed in the past,
right?
And was Kendrick going to be able to live up to that? And he did.
He did.
I mean, it was black as hell.
Yep.
So I was here for it.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So I'm going to bring a little Black history today. We're just going to start off with some positive shit before we get into the negative shit. But no, seriously, some positive news that is actually from here in Columbus.
Yay!
So our good friend Michael Aaron has, for people who don't know, Michael Aaron is a good friend of both of ours. One of my closest friends. He started a foundation here in Columbus. Oh, it's been about maybe
Rickenbacker.
Yeah,
Woods.
it's been
Did I make that up?
Yeah, Rickenbacker Woods, and his it's actually like he has there's a separate building, but it's on the grounds of the Eddie Rickenbacker childhood home on Livingston Avenue in Michael's neighborhood where he lives and where he partially grew up in, like our last few years.
Driving Park, right?
Yeah, Driving Park area, exactly. And so, he's been doing this for a long time. He's gotten grants from the city and everything. So it's really thriving. It's really doing well. So a few years ago, a historic landmark here in Columbus, the Spaghetti Warehouse, which is a restaurant that was located on West Broad Street, had some issues. There were fires. It was an old ass building. Even before the
Right.
Spaghetti Warehouse restaurant moved in there.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Spaghetti Warehouse
Hmm.
has since located to North High Street, or I think South High Street. I think but anyway,
Also, they didn't shut down. They just
yeah,
moved.
they just moved, and I haven't been to the new location yet. People aren't. They have some of the artifacts from the old one, but of course, it's like in a newer building or a remodeled building or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so it's still the Spaghetti Warehouse is still in operation. It's just moved. But yeah, so there were fires in this building. There were always issues with this building, but a few years ago, the roof collapsed. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so there was really no coming back. They were trying to save the building, and and it was scheduled
Because
for.
if you've ever been, the
Hmm.
building is really nice.
It's
I mean,
very
even though it was
nice.
old,
Yeah.
it was just like when you went in, it had this feel,
Hmm.
especially if you went in the evening. Like
Yeah, because it was a
it was,
real warehouse at one point back in the day.
yes,
Yeah.
it was really nice. So
Hmm.
I was sad to see them have to
Yeah.
tear it down.
Yeah, so it was scheduled for demolition in 2025, which of course
Hmm.
we're in now. So they have demolished the building, majority of it,
Mm,
because of course it's an old building. It's got some issues, so it's not they just can't. But
right, knock it
anyway,
down.
yeah. So there was this historic trolley, which was one of the original trolleys that went up and down. I believe I don't know if it went up and down Livingston or Broad Street, but
Hmm.
it was like they transformed it. They kept it. They moved it into the Spaghetti Warehouse, and it became like a seating area, so you could sit in the trolley, in the booth
Hmm.
and eat. So people were like, okay, well, what about the trolley? Y'all saved all these other artifacts. We know the trolley's big and everything, but what about this
Right.
trolley? So nobody knew what to do with it, and here comes Michael Aaron. Always the wheels always turning, and so him and Rickenbacker Woods put in, to save the trolley and to get it moved, to the site or a site close to Eddie
Like on the
Rickenbacker. Yeah,
grounds.
on the grounds of the Rickenbacker
That
Woods
would be so
Foundation.
nice.
So, yeah, so it happened.
That's so
They
good.
Yeah, there's actually a YouTube video that's on my Facebook page. I know my Facebook page is private, so we'll post all this stuff later on once we do the
Yeah.
show and everything. And I'll post it on, our public pages and stuff. But so Michael did a video, him and Rickenbacker Woods did a video where they showed them removing the trolley from the grounds of the Spaghetti Warehouse, and they're going to be restoring it. But not only that, that he fought for this for at least a couple years from what I understand.
Right.
But the good thing about this, one of the good things about it, not only being saved, but this is going to be the trolley will now be the future home of Granville T. Woods, an exhibit honoring him. And for
Oh,
people,
that would be nice.
yeah, and for people who don't know who Granville T. Woods is, he is a um, African American, or he was, I'm sorry, he was an African American inventor who was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, and actually didn't grow up. I mean, and grew up, didn't live close to Eddie Rickenbacker, so he lived, in that area. But of
Oh,
course on the black side,
so
but
that worked out.
yeah, so that worked out perfectly. So that's what the trolley is going to be turned into. So that's where we all come in, if
Yay,
you
Michael
can.
Aaron.
Yeah, so I'm so happy for him. It was on the news. It was in the Columbus Dispatch. I think earlier in the week, I think I posted something.
I think it was in the dispatch because I feel like I saw it.
Yeah, because I
I feel like I
reposted
saw the
it.
article. Like
Yeah,
he posted. I think Michael Aaron
yeah,
posted
he
it.
posted it and I reposted
Yeah, I
his,
did
and
see it.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that's what that's going to be turned into. But there is a GoFundMe set up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, to I think they're trying to get. I think so far it has like $3,700, and I think they're asking for 10. If I could be wrong, but
Okay. I'm gonna make sure I share it.
yeah. So definitely share that. I've shared it as well. So yeah, so that's some good news coming out of all the BS that we got going on. So congratulations to Michael and yeah, the
Congratulations.
Rickenbacker Woods Foundation, him, our other friend Siobhan, them, they're doing really good things over there. And if you can, just go to their Facebook page, Rickenbacker Woods Foundation, and learn more
Hmm.
about it, see what's going on. They do a lot of good things for not only the neighborhood, which
But
is
for kids,
yeah, but for kids. I've
yes, they
been
have
on.
a lot of
Uh,
kid programs, a
yes,
lot.
they're partnered with Capital University, where a lot of kids from Capital not kid, well, they're kids to us, but a lot of students from Capital University come and they mentor and they work at the grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they do a lot of things with the Tuskegee Airmen. The ones that are still not only to keep the legacy alive,
Mm-hmm.
but to
I think we
uh,
just lost our last one. Like what?
yeah, it wasn't
I
too
feel like it
long
was
ago.
a week ago.
It was something. It was very recent.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
it's
very
recently.
recent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So to keep their but up until at least quite a few of them in the area, or who were associated with the Tuskegee Airmen,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
they met there and everything. So there's a lot of good things going on at Rickenbacker Woods. So make sure I mean they do during the summer. He has like vendors come out, local vendors,
Yes,
and
every week. Was it every
yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
or
it was
something?
every
Yeah.
Saturday. So I mean, there's a lot of good things going on. So it's going to be getting warmer soon. So that'll probably be coming up. Hopefully, it'll be getting warmer soon because it's going to be cold as hell this week. But anyway, but yeah, so that was a little Columbus history mixed in with some
Black
Black
history.
history, mixed in with shout out to a good friend of ours. So
Yes, Michael.
yeah. So now on to the bullshit.
Oh Lord, help.
Okay, so I only have a couple topics today, and they're enough. So do you have anything? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we
No.
just
Mm-mm.
conversating. Okay, so girl. Okay, first of all, let's talk about Wendy Williams. This really
Okay.
bothered me. Not bothered me like in a bad way, like where I just couldn't sleep or nothing like that. We're not gonna be dramatic about it, but it was just like really weird, and it
Mm-hmm.
always gave me weird vibes. But Wendy Williams, is blaming her conservatorship fully on her son. Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, she said that her son, Kevin Hunter Jr., who is now 24, so he's still fairly young. And I think he just graduated college like last year, I believe, because she was at the college graduation and everything. So I don't know what all has transpired recently, but Mama is not feeling him right now. She said that he is taking advantage of her financially, which I think we've heard of that before, that she's accused him of that
Oh my God.
before.
Now, how did? Okay, can we go back to the beginning? Because how did she end up on a conservatorship? Like, what happened? I don't even understand what's going on. Like, really,
The only
I'm not
thing,
necessarily have ever like really been like a fan or
me
like followed
either.
her. So
Yeah.
I didn't really. I don't. I don't get it. Like, did she
Yeah.
lose her mental abilities? Like, I don't understand why she needs a conservatorship.
Well, I know it definitely was health wise. And I know, like, because remember, she had like that fainting spell on her show where she was dressed up like the Statue of Liberty or whatever and she
I mean,
passed
people
out.
pass out.
Yeah. So I think that's when
And I know she
people,
has a thyroid condition. I have a
yeah.
thyroid condition. I know she said that before.
Yeah. She,
And that's why her ankles look like that. Like, I know
mm-hmm.
people were like joking about it, but
Yeah, but no, but it's a
that's why
serious
her ankles
thing.
are like that. Like, it's really serious.
Very.
Um, she talked about like why she wore wigs and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
because, and if you have a thyroid condition, that's why I stopped getting relaxers
Right.
because your hair will be thin. Now your hair can grow very long, like my
Mm-hmm.
hair is long,
Mm-hmm.
but if I put a relaxer in it, it's going to be thin. Now
Right.
my hair is thick now because I don't process it with anything,
Mm-hmm.
but um I just don't get. I understand all of her health conditions,
Right.
but what, like, I understand Britney Spears even having a conservatorship at
Right.
one time because
Yeah.
I think we could clearly see
That she had
that
totally
there
lost
was
it.
some mental health issue going on with Britney.
Exactly. Yeah.
But with Wendy, it's kind of like who saw fit to say, "Oh, she's mentally
Right.
incapable."
And that's where I don't that's where it seems like we're not getting any information on that. And because yeah, it just seemed like just overnight, like she went on leave from her show. And next thing we know, she's in this conservatorship. They said that she has, early, and this was never confirmed, but they said she has early on stage, on set. I'm sorry, of
Oh, like dementia.
dementia. Yeah, and all these other things. And I now when they had her, what was that last year when her documentary was on Lifetime or whatever that was? I I wanted to watch it because, I wanted to see what
I
was going on
watched
with
it.
her. I couldn't get past the first hour. I think after the first hour, I was just like, I can't watch
I
this.
watched the documentary. Now, I didn't. Did they have like a movie of her too? Because it seemed
There
like it
was a
came on the
movie
same
years
day.
ago.
I didn't know. I'm saying like, well, Lifetime did like a. They did like a movie part, and then it was
Hmm.
like a real life, like the
They
actual
sure did.
documentary.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
watched the
Yeah, I
documentary,
never watched the
but
movie, but they did have a
she
movie.
didn't give an appearance to me
Hmm.
that she didn't seem like she was demit like there was any loss of her cognitive functions.
Yeah, I didn't
She
see
just seemed like
that.
physically, she was just sitting,
Hmm.
she was had her legs in a certain position. And I know if you've had like thyroid conditions, especially if you have underactive thyroid,
Hmm.
you will see certain things happen to your legs. Like it's happened to me. I follow a girl who has the like pump thing that you put around your legs to like, keep the circulation flowing.
Right.
I mean, I can see that. I can see all of that. But to just deem her like mentally incapable,
Hmm.
it seems like a lot of inner workings behind the scenes
Oh, I'm sure.
that someone, you know, it doesn't seem like a legit claim. I mean, even when she just was outside this week,
Hmm.
I mean, she just seems like a normal functioning person.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I
I wonder what her allowance is. Like, how are they
right.
determining how much money she needs, or do you just like pay her bills and you don't give her any money? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I mean,
And
I
it's
I have
crazy
no
to me,
idea.
honestly, because, and then now I wonder if her son is in cahoots with his father, because the thing that's really strange to me is how is she getting pegged as the person who needs to be financially responsible
Hmm.
when her husband is the one who was doing all of the finagling behind the scenes of moving money and spending money that he
Right.
didn't necessarily have. Did you see women? This why you don't mess with ain't shit men. Because you get pegged as the crazy person when he out here living his best life,
Right.
racking up hoes.
Yeah, and babies.
And men be wondering why women don't want to be married to them.
Hmm.
Talk to y'all's male cohorts.
Yeah.
That is the problem. Because women see stuff like this and they just be like, I'm gonna stay single.
Hmm.
The reward is not worth the risk with y'all no more. There
Right.
used to be a reward in the 50s and 60s and 70s to be with a man because women were stunted economically.
Hmm.
We couldn't have anything without you all.
Couldn't have a credit
But
card, nothing.
you couldn't have nothing. I just watched a documentary about um food stamps in
Hmm.
the United States, and they were talking about how food stamps came about, and it was on PBS about
Hmm.
how food stamps came about and how they were having these children, and they didn't want to keep having babies. So particularly this one black lady had 11 kids already, her and her husband, and she had a husband,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to have another baby, so they knew that there was a doctor that could terminate the pregnancy.
Mm.
When she went to the doctor to get the pregnancy terminated, the doctor said to her he could do it, but he said, I'm going to have your husband's permission. Do
Mm.
y'all understand what we say women were not in control of anything?
Hmm. And that's what they're trying to turn it back into.
You
Hello.
couldn't control your own decisions in your own body. So there was a benefit to having a man
Hmm.
because you couldn't buy land, you couldn't own a car, you couldn't have a house, you couldn't have those things unless you found a man to marry and he could provide those things for you. So y'all were good providers back then. But now it ain't no benefit to being married to y'all. Cause y'all's granddaddies used to cheat too.
Right, I
But
mean,
but there was a lot of respect in cheating back then.
okay.
Hoes knew their place,
Thank
and
you.
your granddaddy used to check them hoes and say, "Don't you come around my house,
Exactly.
cause Esther don't need to know nothing about this."
Hello.
Y'all so out of pocket nowadays.
Telling everything.
Women just stay single. They don't even. I tell women all the time, don't argue with these men. Just let it go, baby. Just let it
Hmm.
go. Move on. Don't even. Don't put your energy into it because you getting ready to yell and scream, and honey, he not gonna care.
Because he's just gonna go on and next breath do what he want to
He
do.
not gonna
So,
care. Just live your life in peace.
right,
If God see fit to send you an honest, loving, caring man, spouse, person, whatever, then go ahead and do it. But
right.
honey, if he don't, live your life, get
Mm-hmm.
your money and travel and love on yourself
That's it.
because it ain't worth it no more.
Right.
It ain't no reward to it. The
Mm-hmm.
only reward you getting is he gonna cheat on you. He gonna go half on the bills with you, and I don't got nothing else after that.
Like that's it.
I mean, they not even bringing enough equipment to do the job, and I'm gonna just
Listen,
leave it at that. So
I
it ain't
mean,
no reward.
after his ass, and I'm talking about Kevin Senior, Wendy's ex-husband, after he cheated and had a baby and all this other shit, he wanted to go back and fight the prenup and everything like that. I'm just like, you ain't think about that shit before you out here diddling around. I mean, come on now, you out here hunching everything and whatever, and I mean, come on now,
And
ain't
can
nobody.
I ask people who have prenups this question? So you got a prenup, and you don't just like try to start you know little business or nothing.
I mean,
Because again, what's yours is yours, and what's hers is hers.
mm-hmm,
And then somewhere in that prenup, you can put no matter what. Like, because sometimes in a prenup, you might have to say, but any assets we've acquired in the marriage, we have to split them.
right,
But if you get you a good prenup, you can just say, look, no, whatever is mine is mine.
mm-hmm,
Whatever is yours is yours. Whatever we create in the marriage belongs to whatever I create belongs to me. Whatever you create belongs to you. And we just leave it separate.
right,
So why y'all don't be putting some money in a savings account? If I ever married a man with a prenup, I just want just $1,000 because you got to be rich to get me to sign a prenup
that
anyway.
part right there.
So you don't just take a little 500 here, $1,000 there. Just put it in a savings account. Put it in a CD, a trust, or something.
Something.
I don't want to say. See, Kevin thought Wendy was a cash cow.
Yeah, and regardless of what, and he's probably been doing what he wanted to do for years. I mean, let's keep it
Yeah.
real. That's why she acted the way she did. One of the
That's what was
reasons.
making her crazy. He probably
Yeah.
was secretly drugging her.
Oh, probably.
He was probably doing something to her that has impaired her cognitive function.
Oh, yeah.
Probably giving her sleeping pills so he could be gone and she wouldn't
Mhm.
realize. It was probably, who knows what he was doing to her.
And let's not forget, she is a recovering addict, and I'm talking about recovering from like hard drugs.
Yeah, she was on that good though.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean,
that do mess with you too.
yeah. So, I mean, there are probably a lot of things that, contributed to her getting to where she is now. But, yeah, I mean, so now
that
she's.
stress don't help.
Yeah, no, not at all.
You somewhere running around. I wish I would. Running around chasing that man that you paying for.
I mean,
he can't even pay the cost to be the boss, baby. That's your money.
exactly. Cause then he like tried to move into this big mansion, like when they divorced or when they broke up, whatever, with his baby mom, and then got
evicted.
mad because Whitney stopped paying for it. I mean, not
I
Uda, I
would
said
have
Wendy.
packed all of his things
Listen,
and took him right to that address where he was at.
okay, but he
Long as
thought
that
Wendy
house
was going to
in
still be
his
paying for
name.
it. That was the thing. So that's where
Girl.
his mindset was. So he wasn't worried about the prenup because he was like, oh, yeah, he was like, I'm still, if I do this for her, if I show her I do this, if I'm getting this money for her, closing this deal, she going to have to take care of me for the rest of my life.
Can I just say something else? Hey, ladies, leave them New York men alone because they be scamming.
They are the pros.
If he's not a physician, if he is not an engineer, like if he doesn't have a real job where he gets a pay stub, leave him alone.
Okay.
He could be a city bus driver. Anything that gets him an actual pay stub. But the moment he starts telling you, I'm a producer, I own a clothing store. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to set a standard for what kind of scam you can fall for.
Listen, I mean, look, the dude that had that Bishop Sycamore High School thing, he was a New Yorker. So, I mean, if you can do the ultimate scam on kids and their parents, I mean, come on now. You
They
gonna
be
scam anybody.
scamming
Listen,
y'all.
scamming down. And y'all just be sitting there like, I want me a New York thug and everything. Like, mm-mm.
All they know how to do is hustle.
That's it. And they tell you that straight up.
Them niggas are hustlers.
Hustlers. They've been hustling since they were kids, young kids.
Listen, women and men,
Yeah.
Chrissy. And I
Listen.
love Chrissy's down.
Mm-hmm.
But baby, Chrissy been hustling niggas since she was about 15.
Okay.
Honey, they all hustlers.
Why you think
You
Jimmy
better
ain't going
leave him
nowhere?
alone. He ain't going no place.
Because he's been scammed and hustled.
And baby, she done used that poem to hustle him, honey.
Okay.
And he is locked in.
Baby, listen.
Listen, they some hustlers, y'all. Leave them
Yeah.
alone. Let them be.
Let them
Love them from
be.
afar.
Right.
Tell him, oh, you cute. Hug him every once in a while, but don't you lay down with that man.
Okay, because once you do that,
It's over.
it's a wrap. Ciao.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, so that's a mess. So I like to see how this plays out, and I want more information. But
Yeah.
yeah, so she's blaming her son now. I mean, it's been different people. Like, it seems like every 6 or 7 months, when you hear something else about Wendy, she's blaming somebody else for a conservatorship. Now she's blaming
Well,
her
who is
son.
the
So
person? Like, that's what I'm gonna look it
it's
up
some
too,
white
because I want to
lady.
know.
I don't know. It's some white lady. I don't know who she is, but yeah.
Child,
I've seen
at
pictures
some
of her
point, I
or
be want to
whatever.
know
But
this too. How y'all be picking who gonna be the conservative?
right,
Y'all,
like, well,
how
like, where
are
do these
y'all
people
getting these
come from?
random people?
Yeah. Like, did she
See,
have a
that sound like a
relationship with
scam.
Wendy prior? Like, were they in some kind of business together or something? I mean, or did y'all just did she
Girl.
just come and say, "Oh, I can do this for your mom"? Did y'all just interview
Or is
people?
it
I
like that
mean,
movie? Remember that movie on Netflix, A Really Good Person
child.
or A Nice Person,
Yeah, I know
where
which one
she
you
was
talking
getting
about.
conservatorships over people
Mm,
and she was stealing their money?
listen.
She basically had like a company
Uh-huh.
and she was doing it.
And that's probably what's happening. The conservator is stealing the damn money, but it's the people who,
Uh-huh.
who she's closest to, she's going to blame. Just like we saw
Or
her in
maybe
that.
they working together.
Yeah, which that's where I was going. I can totally see
Mm-hmm.
that happening. I can see all three of them, Kevin, Kevin Jr., and
Cause
the
I'm
conservator.
sure she got enough money.
Oh yeah, Wendy
Mm-hmm.
was worth multi-millions.
Yeah, I'm sure she got enough money.
I mean, because even just screw the. Let's just talk about it just for a second before we move on. Everybody knows Wendy. Most people know Wendy from her talk show. But
But she was
Wendy,
in radio
she
for
was in
years
radio.
before that.
Yeah, she was one of the highest. The reason why you see people, and I'm not talking about like, because of course Tom Joyner and
Right.
people like they were doing their thing on the radio, of course, for years before Wendy got
Uh-huh.
on there. But for the type of stuff that Wendy was doing, and she was
Breakfast
more
Club.
hip hop.
She paved the way for them.
Yeah, she paved the way
Mm-hmm.
for the Breakfast Club,
Angie
Ricky Smiley, a
Martinez.
Steve Harvey show, all these shows that do like all this.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that paved the way for that. And then
Yep.
not only that, but this messy journalism where you see like the shade room, you see gossip and all these things. What's that guy Jason, his Hollywood Unlocked? You see them. She's the one that paved the way for all this shit that y'all pay attention to and repost and everything like that, which I've just unfollowed all those things because they were just getting on my nerves.
I
But
trust Jason more than I trust the Shade Room.
oh, I think I still follow Hollywood Unlocked because he's actually in there. The Shade Room got all and I'm not saying that the people from those because I don't know what they do,
I'm
but
through
they're
with the
more for
Shade
since they're
Room
for.
ever
Oh, me
since they
too.
dug down that rabbit hole
Oh shit.
and that girl go to TD Jakes church
Oh
and she be sitting in the inner circle with the bishop and then you out here promoting that gossip. Ever since they dug down that hole, I
girl,
didn't want to know that, and I ain't fooled with nobody over there since then,
listen.
including the bishop. I looked at Ronnie the other day and said, you know what? I said, no, I ain't talking about God's prophet. If that's God's servant, I ain't trying to say a word against him. I
Mm-hmm.
said, but I'm about to show you something. Every piece of fruit come off that tree is rotten.
Yeah,
I
that's the
said
thing.
Paula White,
Mm-hmm.
Keon,
Mm-hmm.
the boy John Gray,
Yep. It's
Juanita Bynum,
child. They
all of them.
all of
I said
them.
every piece of fruit that he done bared off that tree
Mm-hmm.
It's something wrong with him. I said, no, I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, we just
I
gonna
ain't
stop
saying
right there
nothing else.
because
I said, but I'm just pointing something out.
just pointing something out. Y'all can look at
Something is weird,
yeah, y'all can look more into the
and
tree and
that's
the roots
between
if y'all
him and
want to.
God.
There you go. Thank you. I'm just
That's
gonna stick
between
right
him and
there.
God. Now I don't
Yep.
got nothing else to say, but I don't know what we was looking at.
Mm-hmm.
And because the word is that Keon and Shawnee is getting a divorce.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
Now I don't know if it's true,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what they were saying. And when
Mm-hmm.
we was reading it, that's what I told him. I said, I ain't trying to be funny, but every piece of fruit that come off that tree is rotten.
Oh yeah.
I said, and so I guess, remember when the whole story came out about Shawnee sleeping with the guy before her and Keon got married?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
And the guy was out on that podcast and he was saying, she paid him this much money, to sleep with him and that they
Right.
have been sleeping together. So they saying that he can't get over it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he tried to get over it, but he can't. But I told Griffin, now hold on. Because this the same man who got a divorce
Mm-hmm.
and put a gag order on his ex-wife so she cannot discuss the reason that they got the divorce. This is the same man who had 2 court cases on him by 2 men.
Mm.
And they both was gay.
Yeah.
Now I'm just saying, if it walk like a duck and it quack like a duck, and you put a gag order in them cases too.
Oh yeah. Quickly.
So something is going on.
Mm.
Something is going on. I'm tired of people living in the closet.
Right.
Like, just
Just
do y'all not feel like homosexuality is accepted at this point?
right. And the sad thing is, let's keep it real. I mean, it's a lot of people, but it's mainly people in the church. They still, even though y'all are surrounded by openly gay people in the church, y'all
I
still
don't
feel
get
like I don't
it.
get it either. I really don't. I'm just
I mean,
like,
this is my thing, but see, I don't know. I ain't gonna say that, but I don't get it. I
mm-hmm.
just don't get it. If that's what you want to do, just be yourself.
Thank you. It's so much easier.
But I think it's your conviction
Mm-hmm.
that is making you feel like you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
And now you don't want, but listen, be you, be you.
Mm-hmm. And the sad thing is, even not even just with homosexuality, a lot of people don't know how to be themselves anymore.
And my thing is this: do what you want, but stop bringing other people into
That
it.
part right there.
Be you or not, but stop bringing other people into your lives.
Right. And especially not only bringing other people, but when children get involved
You
and
now you're
other family. I
dragging
mean, come
kids
on
in it.
now. I mean,
It's just that's too much.
yeah.
That's too much to cover your own self.
Right.
Y'all will put kids in that.
Yeah. And see, child, I'm about to go down the true crime rabbit hole, but that's when things turn, completely left. And, it's just like,
Listen,
listen, whew.
I watched something and I think it was a trans girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying how she doesn't tell men that she's trans.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know a lot like that. Yeah.
she doesn't tell men that she's trans and she doesn't feel she should have to tell them.
No, I don't agree with that.
And I'm like, y'all. Now we got to use some common sense
Right.
at some point.
Well, let me play,
That's
because
dangerous.
it's
To me, it's
no,
dangerous to
it's
do that.
very dangerous. It's dangerous to do that, and I don't agree with it. But I kind of understand, and I'm going to say this because you have women out here, trans women out here, who are open and out and being like, yeah, this is who I am. And, they mess around with that wrong dude who feels a certain kind of way and doesn't want his business getting out there. And next thing they're murked. So some of them don't want to tell because of that, and they just hope
So
and
you
pray that
should.
they don't
So
find
this is
out.
what my thing would be.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like that, only mess with people in your community.
Well,
But
that's
I know that it's a thing. I do know that there's a thing because my mother, she worked in the shop. I grew up in the shop. So
mm-hmm.
there were always, openly gay men around. Like that,
Right.
I grew up with that.
Right.
So I know that there's a thing to kind of be with quote unquote straight
Oh
men.
yeah, and that's in the community.
Um,
Period. A lot of people. I mean, gay men do that.
exactly.
Lesbians do that. Yeah. So
I
yeah.
see that. I understand that, but I would say just be with somebody who's in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Like don't risk your life
Right.
just to just to, oh, I want to get him. Even if he say he
Yeah.
wants you, if
Right.
that man got a woman,
Mm-hmm.
leave him alone.
Yep. Or
Because,
if he
like
just
you
doesn't
said, that
seem.
situation is going to happen right there, what you just
Yeah.
described.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to come a point in time where you going to want to leave, or he going to, even if he think, you may not even threaten to tell somebody, but a lot of
Mm-hmm.
times, y'all do be threatening. A lot of times the girls do
Oh yeah.
threaten to
Oh
tell,
yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
that's going to get you hurt every time.
Every
Stop doing
time.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
We got to govern ourselves with a little bit more, common sense,
Mm-hmm.
period. Common sense.
Child, it
Because
ain't.
it's already dangerous for you anyway.
Anyway, yes.
Don't put yourself in an extra dangerous situation.
Right. And some of them girls probably just like living on the edge too, and that's sad.
And you go, and then she basically went on to say, like, she doesn't want to tell,
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't think she should have to tell. And so the guy was asking her, like, well, how do they not know? Like, what are you doing to, like, hide yourself, or
Mm-hmm.
how's that working? Child, listen, she said she don't feel like she should have to tell.
That's now
You
that
know,
yeah, that's
even if
crazy.
they've had like intercourse,
Mm-hmm.
she don't want to tell till after a couple of times, so she's gotten to like know him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh Lord Jesus, that's
Child.
dangerous.
It's
And
very
see, I don't
dangerous.
like that because we see that on Catfish a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We see that on Catfish where it will be a guy pretending to be a girl
Right.
to rope some guy in, and I just feel like, why do you do that to people's
Mm-hmm.
emotions? And the guy's mind is somewhere, he thinks he's talking to a girl, and
Yeah.
now you've created all these weird feelings in him,
Mm-hmm.
where and then they always try to say, but it was still me, like it was still me,
Yeah.
but
Like
he thought
justify
it
it.
was a girl. And then they say stuff like, and call you gay and stuff. But technically, the person is not gay. They
Right.
thought they were
But their
talking to a
ego,
girl.
their ego and that male ego is not going to let them think that, because remember, we can take it all the way back to the 90s on that Jenny Jones show that they still talk about, when that um when the gay guy admitted
That
that
was sad.
he admitted that he had a crush on
Oh,
his neighbor who was a
that
straight
was
man,
sad.
and he killed him. The straight man
Yeah.
killed him because, I mean, and I'm not saying I get it. I get why that happened, but you can understand. Well, that's kind of
But there's
contradicting
just some
myself,
stuff
but
we can't do.
you can't
You
do that. You can't go on
That is
national
what's
TV and
public
say that.
embarrassment.
And this
Yes,
was
you
the
cannot
90s.
do that.
Right. It was the 90s. It was a different time. I get all that. But you cannot do that to
I don't
people.
think you can do it now.
You couldn't do that now. No, and that's what I'm saying. That male ego, all they know is that once you've hurt that ego, it's a wrap. You see how, like,
Or
you
they
see how
feel
they react
absolutely
over little
offended.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they feel, but and I can't say like, so I'm gonna say, just like as a woman,
Mhm.
and because I say this a lot about sexual harassment.
Mhm.
As a woman, when you are approached by somebody who you don't like, who you have no feelings for, it almost feels offensive. Like
Right.
it feels like, how dare you? And
Mhm.
I think it's just the same thing for men.
Oh, of course, yeah.
But I think when it's the same sex, look, I have had a niece who has been hit on by a lesbian woman. After the lady was married, but she still, and it made my niece super
Of
uncomfortable,
course,
to the
yeah.
point where she had to say, like, I don't want to be on her team. Like, if when you guys split us up, like, don't put me on her team.
Right.
It just makes me a little uncomfortable. Like, and
Mhm.
they had to really like talk to her, like, stop whatever you're doing.
That's crazy.
But that's what I said. So I think it's just the same thing, but
It
women are
is.
not just
They're not as
as like,
reactionary
we're
and
not
as
as
emotional.
impulsive as men
Yeah,
are.
there you go. Yeah.
We're not like that. But if you put a man in the same situation, he's just a lot more impulsive, and he's a lot stronger than we are. Like, he
Mhm.
gon' even if he don't mean to kill you, like, he gonna try to choke the life out of you.
Hell yeah. Exactly. Hello.
It's crazy
It
out
is
here, honey.
crazy.
I just want to say the craziest thing I heard this week
Oh boy.
was y'all's president. telling the people of Greenland he wants to, and putting this in a document
In a damn document.
that he wants to change Greenland to red, white, and blue land. Man, y'all, do y'all understand that he is not smart? I feel like the most offensive thing in the world is to have a president that's dumb.
Listen.
Oh my God, to put that on like actual legislation so people can read it. Huh, it's embarrassing. I know the rest of the country be sitting in their meetings like, what is going on in America?
Who
America is tripping.
who the fuck?
Blue land? Like what the?
What the
Oh my God,
Oh
y'all.
my
Y'all gotta do
gosh.
something. It's getting out of
It's
control.
way out of control, but
Red, white, and blue land.
I
And
mean,
did I send you the screenshot?
yeah.
I think I posted it on TikTok when they changed
The map.
like if you go on a map, it say Gulf of America.
Girl, I saw
Oh
that.
my God, Jesus help
Shit. And now
Lord.
everybody's changing like other cities and states and stuff like
Oh
that, like
my
different
God.
pronunciations and stuff. It's just it's a joke. And we
The
are the
Gulf of
laughing the
America.
Gulf of America. What
We gonna take the Panama Canal back. What, sir? Sir.
I am so sick of this
Who,
shit. I mean,
what y'all be in there saying to him?
nothing. And even if they
Just so
do,
can I
he's going to
get his
do what he
phone
wants to
number?
do.
I want to talk to him. I got so many questions. I want to talk to him like, what you doing today?
Listen.
So like, what's going on over
What y'all
there?
doing? What's going on today? Like what kind of
What they say in
yeah.
Chicago? Ho, is you cool? Like,
Listen.
is you cool? Cause you just
Child.
red, white, and blue land.
Listen. And you know, and I don't want to talk about kids. So I'm going to try to make this as positive as possible. But Elon Musk's son, did you see him telling Trump to shut
Baby,
up?
shut the F up
Shut the
though.
F up. But do you know that he probably thinks that his dad is the real president? So that's why he's just like, why the fuck is he sitting there? Why is he talking? Shut the fuck up. Get out of here.
Because Elon them probably said it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I've seen some preschool teachers say it. Excuse me, I'm just eating ice. Damn, that was rude. I'm sorry. Y'all, I drink water all day. I'm sorry.
Girl,
And so, and I got anemia, so I'm gonna be eating ice just like I can't help it.
do what you got to do, girl.
Um,
We here.
so and some preschool teachers were saying like kids at that age, they are more like they repeat things. Like they don't have a vocabulary where they know like, oh, shut your ass up. Like they don't have it that young.
Mm-hmm.
They're repeating what they hear you say.
Right. Exactly.
So to go back and listen to him, probably when it's just him and his friends, like Elon and his friends, not Trump,
Mm-hmm.
he's probably saying that.
Oh,
I'm the
easily.
effing president anyway.
Oh, you know
He
that.
thinks he's the president. Like
Yeah.
he thinks it's
And
and
he's right.
Elon being in that White House
that, mm,
is a clear cut example of the racism in this country.
mm-hmm.
And I say that because he is an immigrant. He's a foreigner.
Yep. And from
And the
Africa of all
fact,
places.
and from South Africa, and the fact that he's been given this blank check basically
Mm-hmm.
to do whatever he wants to do, like a hall pass. You can go wherever you want to go, you can grab whatever you want to grab. It's like, where are we at?
Yeah.
But here are, and it's because he's wealthy and he's white.
That's it. That's all you need. Look who he surrounds
That's all you
himself
need to
by.
be with. That's all you need
Yeah.
to be is white.
Mm-hmm. His whole cabinet are wealthy white men. And well, not all of them, but you know, Tulsi
It's
Gabbard, she just
crazy.
a traitor, so whatever. That's a whole nother subject. It is crazy. It's just like, but red,
That
white, and
he's
blue
just
land.
here, he is not an American, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just going about
Yeah, moved
walking
in,
through.
got him a little room that him and Trump probably cuddle up in at night. I mean, let's keep it
Child.
real.
That's what somebody
Spoon.
said. You know who hate Trump more than us? Melania.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, we saw that last time. And then the whole time that he was out of office, we ain't see her not one fucking time.
Girl, she
She ain't
wasn't
with him.
nowhere to be
Nowhere.
seen.
And let me say this. I was gonna do a whole post on this, and I still think I might on Facebook, but I don't want to hear y'all say shit about all y'all that were talking about where was Kamala during the last administration? Where was she? Where was she? I forgot all about JD Vance's ass until the Pope got his ass together this week. I
What
forgot all
what the
about
Pope
him.
say? The Pope's sick, so what he say?
I don't know what he said, but I honestly, I shouldn't have said it like that because I made it seem like I knew what he said. But I saw an article come up where they said people in the administration or whatever are upset, or somebody was upset
Oh, you
about
right.
something that
Cause wait a minute,
I
he
mean, that
said
he said
something
about
about
him.
the Catholic. It
Yeah,
was something.
it was
I
something.
do
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, it was something about the Catholic Church or whatever, and
He did say something about Catholic people.
yeah, and
I gotta go back and find it though.
yeah, and so
He
all I saw
did.
was
Oh
damn. And then
Lord.
next thing I know, like you said, the Pope is sick. He's in the hospital. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
damn, he
he
still gathered
is.
his ass. But I was like, I forgot all about
Mm-hmm.
JD Vance.
JD Vance doing more work than Trump for real.
I
If you
mean,
pay attention, he the one going to all the meetings. He's very
oh, he's
outspoken.
the arm candy. Yeah, he's gonna be out
He's
there.
very like
Yeah, he's gonna be put front and center. But I mean, that's good. But I forgot about his ass. But no, but
Trump just
seriously,
sitting his
that's
wide
good.
back self in that chair. He don't never want to get up.
Never want to get up. But how about the in the press room, one of the and he looked like he was Indian as well. So I think he was, if I'm not mistaken. But one of
Hmm.
the at one of the press meetings, he asked Trump straight to his face, like about him lying, and he called him a liar to his face, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Trump was like, "Who?" And the guy said, "You." And Trump, of course, went on to the next question. I was like,
He
"You?"
said, "Who?" He said, "You."
He said, "You, bitch."
You, my boy, you lying out here to
I
these people.
hollered. And then after that, they played all these clips of course, which we already knew, of Trump saying things that he was going to do on day one. He ain't done one thing that he said he was going to do.
Y'all, eggs gonna be $10.
Listen.
I'm telling y'all, and I want everybody to get ready.
Yep.
They're gonna be $9.98.
Mm-hmm.
So just take a deep breath
Yep.
and just
And Trump's
and we live in the chicken capital of the country.
see.
Because they done killed about 10 million chickens in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And we have had human contact, like a human being has the bird flu in Ohio. I think it's in
See.
Mercer County.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is, oh, but a moment.
I
We
mean,
are two shakes of a dog's tail from another outbreak.
that's it.
And so I heard a farmer explain how the bird flu happened.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about he put a roof on his chicken coop because what he said is happening, like, and I didn't really realize, I know most chicken coops probably do have wire on the top. Well, he put an actual roof on his chicken coop because he said what is happening is wild birds are flying around, of course, in the sky, which is the exact same way that you get what's it called when you get it on a lettuce? Is it a E.
E.
coli?
coli. Yep.
So he said that birds are actually flying over, in the sky, and their droppings are getting down into the chicken coops.
See.
Of course, droppings getting in the feed, getting in the water,
Mm-hmm.
just everywhere where the chickens are. And the chickens are pecking, eating that, it's dropping on them. And then you have the bird flu,
Yep.
which is the same way we get E. coli when we have the romaine lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
So it's from wild birds. Don't worry, they're gonna kill all these birds in a little
Oh
while.
yeah.
If they keep on telling people that it's coming from the birds, watch in 5 years we're gonna see less
Oh
birds.
yeah.
If they determine that birds are the source of our produce being infected with E. coli, mark my words, you're gonna see less birds in anywhere from 5 to 7 years. And I mean less wild birds like pigeons, whatever all the other little funny birds is out.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be less birds because they're gonna feel like, oh, okay. For some reason, we have that mentality in America where it's just like we think we can just overpower everything and just kill everything.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
don't stop to think about the natural use of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Child, just watch
Yeah.
5 to 7 years. Y'all gonna be like, where are all the birds in the sky? It used to be more birds than this.
Nope.
Watch. They
Watch.
gonna be gone.
Where
You
all the
gonna be
damn
like,
chicken? Ain't gonna
damn, she said that.
listen. Ain't gonna be no turkeys for Thanksgiving. Y'all
It's
there?
probably gonna be those kind of birds. Now,
You
turkeys and
think
chickens, they
so?
gonna let them live. But
Because we
wild
gotta eat
birds
them.
that's flying in the air,
I got what you're
like going
saying.
south, oh, they gonna kill them. They gonna kill them. Cause
Child.
them the birds that's passing all the disease.
Oh yeah.
They gonna get rid of them. And one day we just gonna be like, damn, remember we used to come out the store and
Exactly.
it be them big flock of birds? Where they at?
Right. Them
They
nasty ass
gone.
pigeons in the parking lot, all
They gonna be
huddled
dead.
together.
They
You
gonna
ain't
be
gonna see them
dead.
no more.
They gonna be dead.
Child.
They gonna kill them. I'm gonna tell y'all that hands down. They gonna kill them.
No, I can see it. All
They gonna get rid of them.
right,
That's in a
girl.
hot second. What else did he do that had me kind of like, huh?
You can't
Red,
keep up. It's
white,
so much.
red, white, and blue land took me down.
That yeah. When I saw that, I just fell out. I was just like, you have got to be shitting me.
Girl, that's how you know he got a primary education.
Yeah.
That's like first grade
That's.
thinking.
I mean, him and Baron sitting up there. Now that's the one that scares me. Baron is the one that scares me. Fuck Junior and Eric. Melania, she ain't nowhere. She said she don't want to deal with it this time, but you've already dug your grave, girl. Um, but Baron, he's the one that scares me.
Yeah, he seems a little psychopathic.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really worried
Mm.
about. But so last thing I have, O State,
What happened?
Ohio State has openly said that they are removing their basically their admission qualifications where it says you don't have to be like where they're not going to focus on like having a certain amount of minorities there, which I bet y'all ain't going to do that for the sports teams, but anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the DEI stuff. So they're one of the first public, maybe they're on their high horse, from us winning the championship, but they were
Mm-hmm.
one of the first large public universities that actually put this out there that they're going to do that. And this is why I say when I posted that uh, article or whatever the hell it was that explained what they're doing, this is why I said send y'all's black ass kids to
Thank you. So
HBCUs.
y'all believe me yet?
Listen,
How many times do I have to tell y'all that white people don't like y'all? I
exactly.
mean, you want me to just say it every day? Y'all want me to make some t-shirts?
Basically,
I mean, because what do you need to get it in your
maybe they
spirit?
need to hear it from a white person, just
They
directly
don't
from a
like
white
y'all.
person.
Kanye West told y'all 33 years ago. They don't like y'all.
Hmm.
But maybe because he said George Bush, y'all just thought he meant George Bush.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Everybody who looked like George Bush don't like y'all.
Right.
I know why it's so hard. Like, I'm never ever surprised by white people saying, I don't know. It just don't feel surprising to me.
Hmm.
And I want to just say this about DEI. I want us to stop being so surprised by the people who drop DEI because y'all, they have to. It is a
Exactly.
Supreme Court ruling.
Hmm.
And I'm sure, now I don't know what the punishment is for not following the ruling, but
Right.
I do know it's something because remember, we talked about this when Chief Justice Roberts put out that statement and said that it's in your best interest. That is that's a judicial threat.
Right.
It is in your best interests to follow the rulings that are set forth by the courts. There has to be some repercussions for people who don't go along with it. There has to be. Because if that's the case, then we live in anarchy.
Yeah.
That means that they're saying stuff and we don't have to do what they say. And that definitely is not the society we live in.
Hmm.
So there's some repercussion for not following the order. I'm sure. We just don't know what it is.
Right.
But companies are afraid of those repercussions.
Right.
So everybody's going to, at some point, we need to accept that everybody, even if they're not saying it. I only know of two companies that said, kiss my ass, I'm going to do what I want to do over here.
Right.
That's Chase and the NFL.
And Costco.
Jamie, yep, and Costco. Jamie Dimon said for sure. Well, you don't tell me what to do.
Exactly. Number one.
Now I don't know who you think you are. And they were like, "Oh, what the shareholders?" He said, "Let them say something to me."
Right.
Listen. He not scared. And
Mm-mm.
neither is Roger Goodell. He don't have a choice because about 75 to 80% of his staff is black.
That part.
The people making his money are black.
Mm-hmm.
He gotta stick it out.
Oh yeah.
And nobody's saying nothing to them
Oh, of course
negative.
not. No.
And my thing with Costco and every other private company, and it must have something to do with the fact that you publicly traded.
Mm-hmm.
Because how can you tell me if I'm a private business, this is not a federal workplace.
Right.
This is not a governmental workplace.
That's the
How
thing.
can you tell me who I can and can't hire and what I choose to do for my hiring practices?
And I think that's what
If
pissed a lot of people off about, them just openly coming out and saying that they removed it. It's just like, but this is government, like I
so,
don't
there has to
understand.
be there's something that
There's
we're
something in
missing.
right, yeah,
It's
because
something that we need to look up that there because why do private companies feel like
mm-hmm.
they have to go by the rules of what the government has set? Like, we are not a pub. This is not, we're private. We make our own money. Like, we do
Right.
what we want to do over here. We make the rules.
Yeah, I mean there has to be some kind of funding or something in writing that we're not seeing because like even like when it comes to the 5-day work thing, going back to work, going back in the office 5 days, more public, I mean not public, more private companies have gone back to that already.
Demi
They didn't
Diamond
even
said y'all
wait.
got to bring y'all ass to work.
Yeah, they
He
were like
said,
one
and
of the
y'all
first
kiss my
ones.
ass talking about don't work on Friday. He said, because I call everybody on Friday and I can't get an effing person on the phone.
Right.
He talking to you white people.
That's what it
It
is.
ain't us.
Y'all out
Because
there golfing
I
because we
told my
gotta
friend
work.
in banking, I
Mm-hmm.
said, he's not talking to us. Because I'm
Right.
going to tell you right now, I know black girls who take their laptop to the braid shop.
Mm-hmm.
We on the clock all the time.
All the time.
So he not talking to us. He talking to the white boys who on the golf course on
Mm-hmm.
Fridays.
I mean, I've been
Who
off on
not
days.
working.
Yeah, I mean, I've been off on days, and they asked me, "Can I get on to do something?" And like if I'm not on my computer, of course I can't do it at that moment. But when I get home, I ain't really got a fucking choice.
Listen, we always feel like we don't have a choice.
Exactly.
My friend went to get her oil changed the other day. She said every black woman in there had her laptop.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
I
go nowhere
see
without
that.
that laptop now.
No,
I don't know what y'all talking
we
about.
got to be in constant communication because that moment that we're not able to answer that instant message or whatever or that
Honey, they gonna
email,
be looking for us
gonna
like
be
Bernie Mac said.
exactly because
Bernie
I've
Mac
seen it
said you got
happen.
to go look for it. You got to
Mm-hmm.
look. They gonna be searching in the daylight with a flashlight.
Listen.
Let you miss an instant message.
Mm-hmm.
Let you miss one phone call.
Yeah, I've seen it.
They putting a search party out on our ass. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you that.
I've seen it happen to people during lunchtime, wondering why
Listen,
somebody didn't respond back right away. They're on fucking lunch.
look,
Give them their little half hour y'all give us.
I'm
Like, stop
telling
it.
you, I'm telling you that he talking to them white boys.
Yeah, because they know who's the ones. They know who the ones that aren't working.
He said, "Give me a break." He was pissed.
Yeah.
He said, "Is this working? No working on Friday shit." He said, "I call and it's not a effing soul. Pick up the phone." I said, "I know that's right, Jamie. Get him."
Yeah. Now, listen, I've worked under Jamie Dimon. I actually got for when he first became when it merged from when Chase bought Bank One,
Bank One.
he came to Columbus, and he came to the different sites and everything like that. So I mean, they said like he went out to drink, like I mean, he's real, like he's a
He's a
man's
real
man.
person.
He's a real
Yeah.
person. So
Uh
that
huh.
was one thing about, I wish a lot of that trickled down to his employees, but
Mm-hmm.
but that's a whole nother, that's neither here nor there because that happens everywhere. But I will say that, just like the emails that we got from him when I worked there, just, it was just like you felt like you weren't talking to this multi-billionaire. You felt like you were talking to someone who, was just like right down to business.
Mm-hmm.
Like not someone who's just sitting there like he didn't play any
Right.
games. I'm just gonna say that he didn't play any games, but he's still the same one that will go out and have a drink with you.
Yeah, because he probably had to work hard in the beginning to get the money he got.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sure. Yeah,
banking is a tough business.
it is, and I'm surprised. And honestly, I'm surprised that he's been on as long as he has, because it's been at least it's
Oh
been
yeah,
over
he been
20
there for a
years.
minute.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember the merger from Bank One to Chase happened in, I think it
That's been
was,
a while.
yeah, it was like 2004 because I remember 2005. That's when we had to take on a lot of Chases. So that was 20 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's when I still worked at Chase, when it became Chase, we had to take on a lot of their, like, our tuition thing changed, even like down to like where we couldn't work the 4 hour, we couldn't do we could have flex scheduling, but we couldn't do like the half day on Friday or
Dang.
like the
Jamie ain't playing
410s.
about
Yeah,
them
he wasn't playing
Fridays,
about
baby.
that. I think he did I think he did cave into the yeah, he don't play about his fucking Fridays. You were going to be there on a Friday because like when I first started, I worked 410s. So I was always off on Friday. But then I switched to the 4 9s and a half day on Friday. Now I was pissed when that went away, but he did give that back to us.
Oh,
But he was like, "Y'all gonna be here on a Friday. You don't got to be here all
listen.
day, but you gonna."
I need to see some faces.
Hello.
I just think it depends on the type of staff that you have, though, because
Hmm.
some people are more productive at home.
Oh yeah, and
You know,
yeah, and let me say
I'm an
this.
early worker.
Me
I'll be up at
too.
like 6.
That's
You
how I
know,
am. Yeah, you see, I go to work early.
yeah,
And
yeah. I'm more productive in the
me
morning.
too. And let me just
You
focus on my
know,
work. Leave me alone. Let me get my shit done, and
yeah.
then that's how I am.
Yeah.
But I will say this: before COVID, when they sent all of us home permanently at that time, we were already, I know I've said this before, but we were already teleworking. We worked from home 2 days a week. I mean, we worked from
Oh,
home
right,
3 days a
right.
week. We were office 2 days a week. They were trying to take that away from us then because they
Oh,
said
yeah.
production was going
They was
down.
tripping about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they were like really in
And you
negotiations.
said because production was going down. See, it always be them few people
That's what it
who
was.
don't I think you should appreciate working from home
Exactly.
and go on and get your work done.
Get
What
your
you
work
doing?
done. It's not hard.
You in your own comfortable chair.
Thank
You
you.
smelling your own house. You using your own
Yes.
bathroom. Like, be happy about
Be
that kind of stuff
happy.
and work.
Yeah. But as soon as we went home, and and everybody had to be home, they talked about how much our production went up, and everything like that. So it was like, okay, so I mean, maybe it was because we had to be there and we had to get work done. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like they said it was crazy. They were like really shocked. They thought that nothing was going to get done. From people being home and everybody being sick and being scared and everything like that. But no, production went completely up. A year
I can
ago,
believe it. Girl, people was probably happy, like, ooh,
right, didn't know what
I
to
can make my
do.
breakfast, come to my
Girl, I
desk.
mean, people quit and retired because we had to go back into the office a year ago. Just
Oh,
back to our
yeah.
normal schedule, what we did before, the 2 days in the office, 3 days home.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, and then you can imagine now, because they sent the supervisors, the management, the non-bargaining employees, the ones who aren't eligible for the union, they sent them back into the office 5 days a week last week. So they're already on there 5 days. They ain't have a choice. They ain't give them no warning. Now I will say this: at least the state of Ohio, Mike DeWine, he's given the state employees at least until March to figure it out. The government was like, we ain't playing this shit.
Bring your ass in here Monday.
The feds were like, nope.
Come and work under President Trump.
Basically.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. They're scared and they don't have any answers. That's what it is.
Child, he don't know his ear off from my elbow.
Listen, red, white, and blue land. I am done.
That was so funny. This is my only thing with that. Why did you put it in that document?
It's in a document. And he really sent it off to be voted on.
Oh my God. Wait a minute. And it's not even for sale.
That's the part right there.
Just want y'all.
Can we talk about that? It's not for sale.
It's two things that trouble me: red, white, and blue land, and that the Secretary of Defense keeps showing up with no uniform. And I had to go back and look. Rumsfeld didn't have a uniform, but Rumsfeld knew what he was doing.
Right.
You don't know what you're doing,
you ain't got
and you ain't got no uniform.
And is he even former military?
Girl, he is, but he's like a major. He ain't even made it all the way.
Okay, so
he ain't made it far enough for this job.
Okay. See, I didn't even pay no attention. I didn't even know he was former military. So, girl, that just said, because I'm not surprised anymore. I mean, he could have picked anybody out of his ass for, that position.
And he know he ain't got enough bars on his outfit. That's why he won't put it
That's
on.
what he won't. That's what it is. Now, that's the real tea right there.
Because you don't hold up to the man whose place you just took.
You just
Or
gave
the one before that.
yeah, you just gave Trump some money, and just like
Or
Eric
Colin
Adams out there.
Powell.
Listen, Colin Powell, you will never.
Colin Powell had all the stripes they could
All the
give him.
stripes.
And I just y'all don't got he don't got enough stuff on his outfit. So he
Exactly.
just keep but this what really disturbed me. It's not that he puts the suit on. He be taking his jacket off and rolling his sleeves. Oh
He think
my
he Jim
God.
Jordan's ass. Jim Jordan always trying to show off that little
Yo.
bird chest of his, that little fat, that muscles. That he still thinks he's on the wrestling team at Ohio State. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo. It just your country, your safety is in that man's hands. You do know
Right,
that,
that
right?
part right there. That's
You
what people
do know
don't
what the Secretary of
understand.
Defense does, right?
No, people don't know. They ain't got a clue because they
That
don't think
man is
about all
over
that
every
stuff.
branch of the military
If they aren't
with
even
his
worried about,
sleeves rolled up
listen,
at work.
listen. If these people aren't even worried about who's running the country,
My
then they don't
child.
care about who's under
If
these
it's one
departments
thing
and
you should
stuff.
care about, who is in charge of the
That
fighters?
part.
And I don't want him in charge of the fighters.
Uh-uh.
And that little silver stuff he got in his hair, I think he's dying
Oh,
that.
that's totally die.
Because it's not changing.
And it's
Like
not
his hair is
even
not getting grayer.
and he's
I
not even
think
going to the
he's
shop to get that
dyeing it like
done.
that.
Yeah, he's not even going to the shop.
Oh
He's
my
doing that with
God.
that little spray shit that you get out of Party City.
Oh my Lord
That ain't even
Jesus.
because that shit don't even look real.
They are all clowns.
Clowns.
Even the girl with the white in her hair, they are putting that in their hair. I can't trust y'all because it's a serious job.
Nobody on
And
that.
y'all up here putting Halloween dye in y'all's hair.
The first thing I'm gonna need y'all to do. Today's a holiday. Tuesday. I'm gonna need y'all to go to DC. There are plenty of hair salons, hair shops, barber shops.
My God.
I'm gonna need y'all because that whole administration's hair is just fucked.
And the girl that's over what is she? She was seeing the immigration. Is she over ICE? The
Probably.
one with the tight jeans and the long hair? This shit is like,
That's a
y'all
damn shame
don't
how we got to
know.
describe them, but that's what she is.
I mean, she have on a face full of makeup, tight jeans, long hair, and she out there running around with ICE, rounding up illegals.
Listen,
Child,
I mean,
oh my God, it is a sad day.
we're
If
in
you
hell.
care anything about politics or anything like that, you would just, I know you feel that ache. Because
Listen.
it's like, what are we watching? Like, what is
Yeah.
happening
What
around
is
me?
going on? It's
This made
scary.
me want to be in college again. Because I just want to talk to my professors like, did you see that?
Right.
My international politics teacher, I missed him.
Ugh.
Dr. Dungy, Professor Cook, like, y'all see what's going on?
Girl, we be having a field day in there.
I know Professor Cook got something to say. Because Professor Cook was like a revolutionary.
Oh
Like he
yeah.
was at East High School when they had some kind of sit-in
Uh-huh.
back in the 70s, I think it
Uh-huh. I
was.
know that's right.
Oh my God, he was a revolutionary.
I
He
know
was the
that's
one who
right.
told us about Kwame Ture. He never called him
Okay.
Stokely Carmichael anymore. He
Yeah.
called him and had us put a whole damn bulletin board up like we was in fifth grade
I know
that
that's
you could
right.
see it as soon as you came up the steps about Kwame Ture. Child. Oh my Lord. I know he is like, what the
Oh
heck is
yeah.
going on? It's crazy,
It
y'all.
is. It really
But
is.
God is in control.
That part. That's what we got to keep going back to because ooh, if we
God is
didn't
in
have that,
control.
mm.
Yep. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. For thou art with me. For thou, what is it? The rod and your staff, it comforts me. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. Let me tell you something. Because
Listen.
out here, what's going on?
Listen.
You better pray to something. Whatever you believe in,
Exact.
pray
Whatever
to it.
you believe in. If you don't believe in anything, dig into
Get
your
something.
spirituality. Get something. I mean, ooh. Listen.
Because eggs is going to be $9.98 by
Basically,
April.
I saw a
Maybe before
meme,
April.
and somebody dropped. They dropped their eggs, and they say, "Up, well, there goes my down payment on my new car." I said,
Listen,
basically,
eggs going to be higher.
yeah.
Well, everyone, as usual, we thank you for listening. And you can reach us at girl underscore you know what, at Danny B Speaks, and at Wellness and Women. Until next time. Bye bye, everyone.
Have a good one, everyone. Bye.